Okay, appreciate you guys tuning in to the YouTube channel here. We are going to do a little tutorial on resin half mask paint. Usually I do these on text, um, but it's not that much different as far as the paint. My friend Mario Torres made a small series of resin half mask and 71. And I hadn't really had an occasion to wear one up until now. We were having a horror convention called Mad Monster, and it seemed like a good idea since I was going to be required to wear a mask everywhere all the time to have something different from just a regular paper mask and everything that everybody else is wearing. So I thought, why not just do this and do a little tutorial on it. I put this on a CFX sculpting brush just to have something that would, especially fit reasonable my head, the straps and stuff, so I could actually see what it was going to look like, not just on my face, but while painting it. I'll start out here with just a basic, flesh tone. The resin itself was kind of a flesh colored, but it was very plasticky looking. So I didn't primer it or do anything special to prep it. Um, just let's get started painting on it. Sometimes you want to primer pieces before you paint them, but this was just a test run of doing the paint on. Nothing special, just kind of going over it with a little bit of light flesh tone, just set a base for it. I kept having to move in and around behind the camera, so you might see the camera jump and bump a little bit. I had it set up on my bar stool to try to capture this. And I have music playing, that's why I'm doing the voiceover for this, because I have music playing in the top. And YouTube is not really nice about people having background music and stuff, especially if it can be heard. They just, put all kinds of copyright claims get automatically put on the videos. So I thought, I want to kind of eliminate that a little bit because I've got a lot of videos and I just play music in my shop while I'm working. And, I've run them up on YouTube to show people what I'm doing so they can see. And, the copyright claims come up and it just it's annoying. So if I do something that's not voiceover like this, I usually try to find some copyright-free material that's about the same length as the video and run it through this. So it's at least enjoyable to listen to while watching it. It's not me, going step by step and stuff. So here I started doing the lip uh, portion. I put a little lip color, natural lip color, and around the top of the teeth. It's kind of like a pink color. And all these are creative colors, by the way. I use creatives most of the time. And these are all creative colors I'm working with. So mostly the Tim Gould blood lines and lifelines. And this is the natural lip pink that I put on after doing the base color of the flesh. I should have gotten a little bit close up, I think, on the whole mask. I think at some point I do in a video bring the camera up a little bit closer. The thing about this mask that thing kind of intrigued me, as it being from Mario Torres. was it has a little bit of a Mortal Kombat look to it, like it would be one of the characters from Mortal Kombat, like Reptilian or Reptile or somebody, but it's not a character from that. I think it's just something out of the imagination, and it really struck me as the potential for paint that this thing had. So I thought, wow, and then I just had so many other projects I didn't get around. Here we go. Here we go. We're coming up with now. Little camera interference because okay, now you can see a little bit closer on the lip color. I'll put that in there. And just a basic natural skin tone, which is a light base. And then highlight with the lip color. I think I went back in there with a little bit darker tint and around the lips, just to kind of darken that up a little bit. Do that with a charcoal color because you first when you lay down a base color and you want to simply darken the coloring spots, you can use the charcoal base black and just very lightly go in and accent some of the areas that you want to kind of darken without like going over the whole thing. When I come back in, I believe I was thinking, okay, what am I going to do? Yes, am I going to make this some kind of a monster? Like, what kind of monster would this be? And I kept looking up, but you notice right above that GFX forum, there's an American Werewolf in London forum that I've been working on. I haven't heard it yet. I kept looking at that and I go, okay, this is very similar. So why not do just kind of like a werewolf or some kind of canine, look to it? And that's what I think I kept looking at that going, I'm going to see if I can make this look more like a werewolf creature. So here on the sides and the bottom, I'm just kind of going with a little bit of a darker human flesh color. I'm just kind of getting in little grooves and stuff and just putting a little darker tone of flesh. And that's just kind of hitting the grooves and stuff and just kind of making those details stand out a bit. Kind of make sure I got the whole, mass and what was it, and non-painted areas and stuff. The one thing I did think about while I was doing this was I better make sure I don't get it behind the lip before it's going to go on my face. Make sure it was sealed very well. And otherwise, I was going to end up with some kind of a paint imprint on my face from wearing it so much. Of course, that would have been hilarious. I think I took a minute or two to clean out my brush. Um, airbrush and clean it out with pads and stuff like that. Switch them out, and then I kind of run an alcohol switch to it, clean it out, set them for the next color. And now we're going with a black. This is the charcoal overlay black, smoke black color. So playing around with the nose, trying to figure out, okay, how far out do I want to extend this? You know, how deep black is it going to be? That type of thing. So, well, the nose pad on most dogs and canines and stuff like that, wolves and stuff like that, black throughout the nostrils and around the sides and that type of thing. Sorry for the camera shake, but moving that up closer, I had to kind of go in around behind the camera and go side to side to get to it. So you'll see the camera shaking once in a while. That was probably the biggest part of this was the nose. It kind of was the focal point on this. Now on this, if I had done a brown overlay on the nose and then black on top of it, might have come out a little bit better. But I didn't want a flat black base color to the nose. I mean, if you look at many animals up close, like deer and stuff like that, um, it is black. The noses are black, but that's a significant um, different structure for an animal. I mean, there's defined definitive lines and that type of thing, rope starts and the hair and all that stuff. So, there not being any hair on this one, it didn't really make any difference to have it start and stop at certain points. I just kind of blended it in. Now here, I'm going into the teeth, and I'm kind of going in between the gaps and putting black in there, and kind of darkening the color of the teeth. The teeth were a pink color. The whole thing was done up in black. So instead of going over and painting them white like a lot of people do, which I think just kind of makes it stand out more, and I didn't want the teeth to be the focal point. Looking at somebody's face, you look at the nose. I know it's a weird fact, but look at the nose. So I thought, I'm going in and Asian, weather these teeth up a little bit color wise, just to make them look more like a realistic animal. They're not like bone white. They've got all kinds of like crud and that type of thing in there. Because the overall effect was to have a bloody mouth, and I thought, one of the tricks I do is I just go in, put on finger tags, resin or anything, and if it's a bone structure like teeth or skull or something like that, I usually go in with a darker pigment and do a layer like that to age and weather it, and then come back in like this with a Q-tip and lightly brush it out, not all the way out, just lightly, pull some of the color off because you still want it to be a little bit dark, but you want it to have, you know, And the cracks and crevices is where you really want the darker pigment on these. Most people use like Auburn white or something like that, and then just go over it. And I didn't want it to be a cartoony looking thing like a lot of masks that get painted up have a very cartoonish looking effect when you paint like stark colors like black and brown and white, and they just stand out against each other. And that's not my style. I try to blend and mix things where they don't stand out, they're not in conflict with one another. So this, pigment darkening of these heat gives it um, the ability to stand out without being, extraordinarily noticeable. Like I said, the focal point was going to be the nose. And people would look at me and look at my eyes and then go, oh, wow, then they could take the whole thing in. There's a little cleanup on the top of the teeth, making sure that all of the recesses and the cavities and the crevices and stuff still have that dark pigmentation in it. I wasn't happy with how the nose was. I wanted to go back in, darken it up, and some of the shadows in and around there kind of blend them in, make them look like they flowed naturally. So that's the whole thing about my style as an artist. Um, there's a lot of people out there that paint masks and stuff like that. They either do, rehauls or what have you. But no matter which way I'm going, whether it's a rehaul, a custom job, or my own thing, which is like I said, this is my own personal project for my own personal use. Um, my style is to try to be as realistic as possible, and I have a very dark, dirty style. Right here, I just thought I didn't want to mess up the teeth and the whole look, so I was going to spray down a coat of clear coat. And of course, I had to do the alien again. I have to put like 9 or 10 coats of clear gloss on that one before I hang it up. That was something I spent a couple of weeks working on. You see the videos for that. I'll attach one of the videos for that thing. Maybe the playlist up there so you guys can see the entire build of that. And now back to the mask there. I put clear coat on it. And the only thing I had really do was go in and put some blood on there. Blooding them up a little bit. So I went for using a product which I use in a lot of my paints. When I want some blood effects, I don't go with colors and try to mix colors and stuff. I actually use a product called Real Blood, which is, oddly enough, it's not real blood, but color wise it is. And it's really a fascinating product to use. I buy when I know I'm going to be doing long term projects and stuff that involve large amount of, or even small amount of one product to use, like say, real blood or something like that, I will buy it in bulk. I'll buy 16 to 40 ounces of color or product, just to have a large amount on hand. What I was trying to do here was find, because those teeth are small, I didn't want an airbrush. You can't really run real blood through a airbrush. You have to put it on my hand. And I had to find a brush that, not toothbrush, a brush that was small enough with a tip that will go lightly enough that I could start putting this on there. I didn't want to leave any brush stroke marks on it. It's something that kind of takes away from the effects when people get an up close look and see a bunch of brush stroke marks. Yeah. I just go in there with a real blood and start laying a light coat on there because that sticks to everything. That stuff is hard to get out of your clothes. It's hard to get off your skin. You virtually have to scrub with like almost scalding hot water and anti-grease soap at dawn to try to get that off. But it will stain. Even if it comes off, it will leave a stain on there. So essentially what I'm doing is just doing a light staining to create a grip coat with the stuff first. When I come back in where it has dripped on there, and just start putting a little bit darker layer, trying to go for a you know bloody look where it wasn't just coated in blood or stippled in blood, like kind of look like it's just bitten somebody's neck or their throat or something. So they wanted to have a little bit of white showing as well. I don't know if it was the music or what, but I got a little bit too happy with the blood stuff. And it was staining it, and I couldn't get it to come up in certain areas to be, you like a darker and lighter color. I kind of wanted to, because I know when it dried, real blood has a really crusty look to it. When it dries, it's like real dried blood, and that's why I like using it. It just got the effect of real blood, whether it's old and dried or fresh and wet. So I wanted a kind of combination of both, and I was trying to do that. But the only thing is what you should do is hit it the first layer, hit it in the areas that you want to be dried and crusty, and then go back over with a fresh coat. And you have to actually let it for the dried and crusty part. You have to let it dry before you seal it. Um, and make it darker, like almost a black, red, black color. I use a lot of this on Goats and Goats film. I let it sit overnight or for a couple of hours. and go back in there and have that crusty effect, and go back in with fresh coat to kind of give the two different tones and coats of two looks, two different looks of blood. I got a little too carried away with it. I'm just gonna get too happy, and it's like sometimes you're doing something and you look at it and like, okay, I want to do this overall effect, and you can get it on one side and one way, and then you go to the other side and you try to duplicate that same thing, and you can't quite get it. Sometimes that happens. So I tried to go like all one thing, all over the whole thing until it was universal. It ended up turning out pretty unique, different contrast in different places. But I did kind of go overkill a little bit with the real blood. 'Cause I wanted to have a fresh effect to it. So I was just going to seal it after painting it with the real blood. I was just going to seal the whole thing and capture that coloration as fresh as possible. I wanted to go on the gum line, make sure that was accented a little bit. And then blend in with that pink, natural pink color a little bit. You see that bottle of blood behind me? I forget exactly. That might be 32 ounces. I believe. Might be 16, 32, something like that. It takes a lot to go through a bottle. I think I still have the same bottle I started out with about 3, 4 years ago. Of course, I'm showing how the straps go around the ears and what it looks like. That's pretty much it. I think from here I layer on a spray clear coat to get that real blood color. And that was pretty much it. And appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. I'm going to tag a couple of videos on top of this or playlist. You can check out some of the other stuff on the channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.